distributions. A frequency distribution provides the number of members from a data set that fall into each category that you're using for your distribution. And I'll show you an example that uses that. The relative frequency provides the percent of the members instead of the number of the members that are in each category. Here's an example. We have crashes with roadside objects along State Route 3 in Washington, and there's a list of roadside objects and the number of crashes and then the percent of the total. So we have both a frequency distribution, which is the numbers on the left-hand side of this column, and we have a relative frequency here shown as percents. And these should always be percents of a total of the total number of crashes that you're counting in this case, or the total number of people that you polled or whatever. So we, again, left side, roadside objects, right side, you have the frequency and the relative frequency. So fancy words for the number and the percent. And our first question in interpreting this relative frequency distribution is, what do the numbers in the parentheses represent? Well, we just talked about that. So the numbers in parentheses are the relative frequencies or the percents. Number 2, which roadside object was involved in the most crashes? Let's take a look. Oh, I'm looking at it and it looks like they put them in numerical order except for other object, which is just a collection of things that only had maybe one crash with it, and so they just added them all together as other, and so you get 16. But up here at the top I see 57, and that looks like it's the highest number. As I'm looking down, I don't see any numbers higher than 57, and it looks like it happened, guardrails got crashed into 15% of the time on this particular State Route 3 in Washington. So guardrails was the object most involved in the most crashes. How many total crashes did the survey cover? If we look back, we can see the number of crashes, and I don't see any summary up here telling me how many there were altogether, and I don't see a total down at the bottom, but I can find a total. I just need to type it in on my calculator. So 57, add up each of those items, I get 371. And because I want to make sure I'm right, I'm going to do a little check and take the 57 divided by the 371 and see if my percent matches. So to do that, I can do 57 divided by answer, because the 371 was the last number on there, and I get 15.36. It's perfect. I can see that I would have to move my decimal over 2 places, and then it would be a percent, which matches exactly. So that gives me a good indication that I got the correct total here. So the total crashes is 371.